While the sports world pondered basketball without Michael Jordan, Michael contemplated life without basketball.
Now I can do something that I choose to do and not what I have to do. I started skiing, and then I started being a little bit more adventurous, riding motorcycles, things that I never really did, but I always wanted to experience at least once or twice.
But when Michael was through experimenting, he settled on a pastime that had intrigued him since early childhood.
Now wipe that smirk off your face. He's not kidding. Michael Jordan is going to give baseball a shot.
Well, I mean, it was something that my father and I talked about way before he passed. Me retiring for basketball and then playing baseball. In the final year that we won the championship was like his biggest push to go and do it. No one could present a challenge for me at the time, other than what my father was presenting to me, which was to go and play baseball.
Michael's journey to follow his father's advice took him to Birmingham, where he joined the Barons, the AA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. Here, he began a radically different lifestyle.
Well, now you're riding a bus. For 8 hours, you stop to a convenience store to grab a bag of potato chips, get back on the bus and travel another 8 hours. It was a fun experience, and I grew great friendships.
Go get him, Floyd. Go get him.
I needed that type of camaraderie that came along with the minor league players. I think what baseball did for me was gave me an opportunity to revisit all those moments that I had with my father and with some of the situations that never occurred to me, I even thought about going through the game of basketball.
But as Michael struggled on the field, a bewildered public wondered why he had strayed so far from his pedestal.
We have documented his every move, every swing, every miss.
They thought I was just making a mockery of the game and not putting forth the effort. I was putting forth the effort. If you're not successful at it, doesn't mean that you failed. It was at least you tried.
And the struggles themselves seemed to remind him of simpler times.
Everything I was doing was elevator ride, it was easy, things came easy. I forgot about the stairs, the different levels of success to get to the top.
When he goes back, when he starts to go back, you go back, okay?
And so I kind of I revisited those steps that I'd totally forgotten from playing professional basketball and being on top for so long.
But though he relished his time away, Michael could never fully detach himself from his former life, especially as he watched his team struggle in the playoffs against the scrappy New York Knicks.
It's like the bully of the neighborhood taking advantage of the kid brother when the big brother's not around.
Sequence for the Bulls.
You had those feelings of, God, I know I could help that team.
Lennox finally defeat the Chicago Bulls in a playoff series.
It seemed no coincidence that Michael's thoughts began to wander, just as he was finally finding some success at his new diversion. Having fulfilled his promise to his father, Michael had achieved what he had set out to.
I really wanted to give myself a chance to do that as a challenge, but then as an appreciation to my father for him wanting me to do it.
The designated hitter, Michael Jordan.
And dramatically, it would all crystallize in one defining moment.
It was a special moment, knowing that my father was looking down on me at the same time. When I really thought about it, I said, he's here. Everything that he's taught me, everything that I accomplished was him. It took me a while to understand that. Once I understood it, I could accept it and deal with it. I guess it made me at peace with myself. So it was a therapeutic experience for me, and I needed it. I think if I wouldn't have done it, there's no way I would have been able to come back to the game of basketball. I Probably had a tough time mentally dealing with a lot of things.
With his newfound peace of mind, Michael set off to Chicago to play in Scottie Pippen's summer charity game, the last contest at the old Chicago Stadium.
Can you still play this game, buddy?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
Are you rusty?
Yeah, probably.
Michael quickly seemed at home as he scored 52 points and said goodbye to the arena that had seen so many of his sensational performances.
You know, every building was my home for years, and it helped me develop my basketball skills. So when I truly knelt down to kiss the floor, you know, it was like kissing a girlfriend goodbye, and hated to see it go.
But Michael's thoughts quickly turned from goodbyes to new challenges.
I really started getting the attitude of facing some of this young talent, because I was playing with a lot of the young players, Jason Kidd and Anthony Hardaway, and that's when I started to get my feet wet a little bit of possibly coming back and, you know, just seeing what these guys got.
Fans all over the world, salute Michael Jordan.
Ironically, just as Michael began to contemplate a possible return, his retirement celebration was being staged at the new United Center Arena.
I never wanted to see that or want to experience that feeling at all. I still felt I could play the game of basketball, and it was a great appreciation, I must admit, to have your jersey hung from the rafters. Very few people have that opportunity.
Think about it, maybe you might want to, just for one more season, lace these bad boys up and play one more time. One more time.
I think it felt like someone was closing the coffin on me in a sense. And I didn't want to feel like that by no means I couldn't even come back and play the game that I truly loved if I choose to come back.
Though he did return to baseball, as the months wore on, it became clearer and clearer to Michael what he truly wanted to do.
He calls me about 7 in the morning and says, you know, hey, let's go to breakfast. So we go to breakfast, we talk a little bit. He's in a suit. So, you know, he said, let's go over to practice and screw around before practice. I said, all right, fine, you know, we'll do that. You know, no problem. So we're out there just shooting. He has his suit on still. I have my practice stuff on. So a shooting game goes into a shooting contest. Then all of a sudden the contest goes into, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then it goes from, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then before you know it, we're playing a one-on-one.
While those close to Michael suspected what was on his mind, the rest of the NBA was busy battling into the last months of the season. And as the league readied for the postseason, it featured a very different look than when Michael had left a year and a half ago. The spotlight now belonged to the defending champion Houston Rockets and their young challengers, the Orlando Magic, while the Bulls struggled to stay above 500. But now, that was all about to change.
There are reports circulating this morning that have a lot of sports fans ecstatic.
Hold on. Hey, there goes Michael. There goes Michael.
Michael Jordan has worked out with the Chicago Bulls 3 times this week, and as you can imagine, that news is creating a lot of excitement in Chicago.
Woo! Michael, you have something to say today?
I started attending a couple of practices, and Scottie Pippen started working on me, he and BJ, about how we still could have a chance of winning a championship if you were still playing.
There's some major league selling going on here at the United Center, not just from fans, but from players alike.
Everybody's confirming this, that it's a done deal. Michael's coming back, with the exception of Michael Jordan.
Pardon me.
He's doing all the drills we're doing. He's doing everything. So we begin to realize that there's a serious possibility that he's coming back, but we don't know.
It's a reality, but it's still not a reality. So we're just not pinning any hopes, or we're not trying to throw up a balloon or a kite that's not ready to fly.
I could hear the noise generated from the media outside, and it wasn't 15 people, it was 55 people, it was 100 people. I thought, this must be a great media event.
I think just going through practice and getting out there with the guys and the enjoyment that came out of that really started to make me feel good. All the compliments that they were giving me started to persuade me to the idea of coming back and playing.
He's been out of the game for at least a year. He wants to come back, and this town is going nuts.
Michael, please make my life complete. Come back.
Michael Jordan announced today he's coming back to basketball.
He will play for the Bulls tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers.
One guy said the words, "I'm back," and it set the world on fire. Just turned it upside down.
The economy has produced 6.1 million jobs since I became president. And if Michael Jordan goes back to the Bulls, it'll be 6,100,001 new jobs.
Today, Michael Jordan, at age 32, tries to accomplish what no one else truly has in team sports history.
Michael Jordan has returned, and he's wearing number 45.
I knew my father would never see me playing another number, and I felt it was a new beginning, so why not change it back to something that I had played with when I first started in high school.
No tap, run your basic, okay? If tap, run your center opposite.
It was a very nervous experience for me because I never thought I would be playing again.
Jordan still looking for his first field goal, and there it is, Michael Jordan.
It felt really good to be back out there on the basketball court and with a different outlook about life and how I approach each and every day. I was making myself happy. I was happy being there only because I chose to do so.
Here's Jordan going left to beat Scott. What a pass from Jordan!
Bulls trail by one. Michael. Oh, yeah!
Welcome back.
If Michael received a warm reception in Indianapolis, it was nothing compared to the frenzy his return inspired in Chicago.
Jordan's back, right?
Yes,
Yes! Yeah! MJ's back.
No matter where you look around the world, you'd never find another city like this one to welcome someone back with such open arms.
We're so happy to have that guy back, huh?
Well, everybody is.
From North Carolina, head guard, Michael Jordan.
Oh, man. We couldn't ask for anything better than this.
It made me feel good to be back home because I felt like I'd been away, like a kid going to college, and then now he's back home to see all his familiar faces.
Captain Pippen, this is Captain Grant, Captain Pippen.
Oh, Captain, oh.
Captain Jordan, Captain Grant.
Here comes Jordan. Yes! Fired away to Grant, blocked by Jordan.
All the way inside.
Upstairs! Yes! Hey, loving it.
Michael, don't get sucked back in there. They're always looking for a guy to fill that spot right there.
The steal, Jordan! Look out!
Oh, yes! Here it is. They're on their feet. They love it.
That's what they came to see.
Michael did not leave the Chicago fans disappointed, but his most dramatic performance so far would come the next night in Atlanta.
Hawks lead by 1. 5.9 remaining. More than just enough time for Jordan to work his magic.
The inbounds to Michael. Racing the clock. Jordan for the win. Yes! He did it again! He is now back!
I love those moments that you can go in when no one expects you to and save the team from losing the game.
And he would stage yet another sensational performance in the next game under the bright spotlight of New York.
Welcome to Madison Square Garden. There is a media-sized crush here, and there's only one reason why.
It has been the hottest ticket in town. You know, it's like the Beatles have arrived on the scene. And they isolate Jordan against Bonner.
Look out!
Michael Jordan off to the fast start, this time to the pull-up. And he is on fire.
They're going to keep going to the well with Jordan and Starks. Double team. Oakley gets there too late. Oh! It's a three-pointer. For Michael Jordan.
Jordan off the turnover. Puts the move on Starks. Yes, and it counts. Michael Jordan.
I could read Starks' every move. You know, I basically had him at my disposal.
Working on Starks. Got him in the air. Michael Jordan has 55.
And that is a high for the NBA this season.
He got it started the other night against Atlanta. and he just sort of building up to New York.
Michael plays really for one reason, and he loves to play, and he loves the hype. You know, he loves the challenge.
Baseline Michael comes inside, hangs, got it!
With Michael electrifying fans across the country.
Oh, yes, they're on their feet.
The hype was back in full swing.
Gave my beloved Knicks a double nickel.
Life is a sport. Drink it up.
That's what I figured.
And from his endorsements to his charity work with children, Michael was drinking it up like never before.
It's a big Bulls fever.
He better be in Chicago.
Oh, yes.
You watch a lot of the Bulls games?
I watch all y'all.
Man, that's good, man. Laker fan in Chicago? Just don't rub my head. Block. Block. Oh, man.
Very good.
Hey. Hooray. Whenever you guys get down or have a bad day, just think about today. We had a fun time, you know, and all of us have bad days, even me. But it's fun to come out and have a good time with you guys.
As the season drew to a close, Michael continued to have a good time, leading the Bulls to a 13-4 finish and establishing them as the hottest team in the East. So as they prepared to face Charlotte in the first round of the playoffs, they could not have been more confident.
We felt good about our chances at that time. We had a person who could close the game out, and we knew that we could get on a roll and win 15 games.
And that confidence proved to be well-founded.
Michael Jordan scored 48 points. Michael was the man, as everybody expected him to be. The game is over. The Bulls move on to round 2.
The ultimate top is to win a championship again. That's when you really know that you're back at the top.
The Orlando Magic, owners of the best record in the East, posed a stern test of Michael's resolve. If he hoped to reestablish his Bulls as title favorites, Michael knew that now was the time.
Here's Jordan. Jordan.
But from the series' first game, the Magic showed that it wouldn't be easy.
The Bulls want to run. Here's Pippen for Jordan. Yes, and it counts.
91-90 the score. Chicago with the lead with 18 and 1/10 seconds to play.
Don't leave them wide open for a layup. We got to challenge everything after what's it on the floor.
With the game on the line, there was no question who the Bulls would look to.
I tell you, I want the ball in Michael's hand.
That's what being a great player is all about. You want the ball in that guy's hands when the game's on the line.
Yeah, I've always been known as a player who can finish off a team. And you always want to be in control in those moments.
All right, here we go. Now Jordan played by Anderson.
Jordan spinning his way against Anderson. Here comes Hardaway. For Jordan. The Magic by 1. 6 and 2/10 seconds to go. Michael Jordan having a very difficult time.
Here I was in those moments that you take pride in being put in, and yet I let the team down.
Well, if you think it should have been secure in the hands of anybody, it should have been in the hands of Michael Jordan. He just got caught making a mistake.
The unthinkable had happened. But Michael would have another chance to pull off his expected heroics.
Jordan played by Royal. Jordan from Pippen. And a lovely Orlando ball. Michael had the shot, but decided to pass off. And that is something we've rarely seen.
Well, anytime you have Michael Jordan with the ball, you got to think that, hey, they're going to seal the game right here.
My skill level was not quite the same, what people expected to see. So I was very disappointed.
I felt that loss was probably one of the worst moments he's ever experienced in his basketball days.
Hoping to shake off his disappointment, Michael reached into his past for comfort and hopefully a change of fortune.
Is he better in 23?
I think he is. We all know that he's better in 23. He knows it.
But Michael's unique ability to raise his game on command remained only a memory.
Boy, Michael's missed a lot of close-in shots, and he's tried to take
another shot around the basket. Michael is not able to finish that shot. That used to be his bread and butter.
I think people made their own opinions about, well, maybe he's lost a step. Maybe he's not the same player.
Jordan lost it. Another turnover for Michael Jordan, who has had his difficulty.
All of a sudden, he physically didn't have the presence at that particular time to do what he needed to do. And he wanted to get it done so badly.
And as the Magic eliminated the Bulls in 6 games, Michael had to wonder if he would ever fully regain his past brilliance.
Give him credit. He's probably still the greatest player in the game overall. But he just he wasn't his old self.
You know, I had doubts that maybe I can't play the same type of game that I used to play because I wasn't able to do it on call. So in sitting in that locker room and very disappointed, I made a promise to myself that come next year, I'm gonna be ready for this game.